everyone, welcome to eKnowledge Hub. I'm Manjusha and in this video we are going to discuss degrees of comparison. What is meant by degree of comparison? Before learning that, let me remind you, degrees of comparison is a subtopic of adjectives. And look at these examples. Ravi is a tall boy. Bob is taller than Ravi. Suraj is the tallest of all. In the first example, if you observe, Ravi is a tall boy. We are talking about the quality of only one person, that is Ravi. Are we comparing? No, we are not comparing with anyone. In the second example, Bob is taller than Ravi. Here we are showing comparison between two to express one has greater degree of quality compared to other. In the third example, Suraj is the tallest of all. It expresses he has the highest degree of quality. Adjectives change their form to show comparison. So what is degrees of comparison? Comparing the adjectives, nothing but the quality of noun, in different degrees is called degrees of comparison. We have 3 degrees of comparison in our English grammar. 1. Positive degree. 2. Comparative degree. 3. Superlative degree. Now let's see the first one, positive degree. What is positive degree? As the name expresses, it doesn't show any comparison in higher or highest degree. It generally talks about the quality of a noun. The comparison, if there is any, is a positive one. For example, this mango is sweet. What does it mean? Suppose you have 6 mangoes and you already ate 3 mangoes and now you are eating the 4th one and you said, this mango is sweet. What does it mean? The other mangoes are not sweet? Sour? No, it doesn't mean that. Positive degree. Remember, it means the other mangoes are also sweet but not as sweet as this mango. That is what positive degree. Generally, positive degree is used to show the quality of a person or a thing without showing any comparison in higher degree. However, the comparison, if there is any, will be in positive way. In such expressions, we use as dash as structure. In that dash, remember, it should be positive degree adjective. Look at this example. She is a clever girl. In a class, only one student gets first rank. It doesn't mean that all others are duffers and dullers, isn't it? That means others are also clever, but not as clever as her, right? Now, look at these examples. Kushan is as strong as Nishant. Rinki is as beautiful as Pinky. Shyam is not as clever as Ram. Rima is not as fast as Riya. He is a tall student. This flower is beautiful. He is an intelligent boy. Now, how to identify a positive degree sentence? Look at this. As plus positive degree adjective plus as, or so plus positive degree adjective plus as, or a simple form of positive degree adjective indicates the sentence is in positive degree. Now let's see second one, comparative degree. As the name itself expresses, here there is a strong comparison between two to show one has greater degree of quality compared to the other. And generally, comparative degree adjectives are formed by adding letter R or ER at the end of positive degree, like tall, taller, large, larger, etc. And here we need to use conjunction than to show comparison and to connect the two clauses. For example, he is taller than me. Than. However, there is an exception. When we use Latin comparatives in the sentence, we use preposition to in place of than. Like Hari is superior to Suresh. Superior to. Now, what are these Latin comparatives? You know, English is a pirated language. Most of the words in English are taken from Latin and Greek languages in addition to other languages too. And there are 7 Latin comparative degree adjectives at present in English. Previously there were 11, but at present there are 7 Latin comparatives which generally end with OR. Junior, senior, superior, inferior, prior, anterior, and posterior. These 7 Latin comparatives, in addition to preferred and its derivatives, are followed by preposition to. Superior to, junior to, senior to, right? Now let's see some important points and rules associated with comparative degree. When the sentence is in proportionality or in comparison, do use definite article the before the 2 comparative degree adjectives. For example, the steeper the hill is, the more difficult it is to push the rock up. If you look at this, hill A, hill B. Which is steeper? Hill B. Now look at this, hill B, hill C. Which is steeper? Hill C. If you want to push a rock up on hill A, you require a little energy and attention, you can push. Now, if you want to push a rock up on hill B, if you compare hill A and hill B, it will be a little difficult, right? Now, imagine you want to push a rock up on hill C. Now, this is very tedious task. You have to be very careful, otherwise the rock will be on you. Yes, that means the steeper the hill is, the more difficult it is to push the rock up. So, proportionality. The higher you go, the cooler you feel. The higher, the cooler. Proportionality. Right? Now, let's see the second point. Generally, we must avoid using double comparatives and double superlatives. You should not say he is more wiser than. No, more wiser. No way. Already wiser is a comparative. You cannot use another comparative. However, there is an exception where we can use double comparatives. That is, when there is a gradual change. When there is a gradual change, either increase or decrease, you can use double comparatives like this. It is getting hotter and hotter day by day. Hotter and hotter. Double comparative. Now let's see third point. Generally, we do not place any article before comparative degree adjective. However, when there is a selection of one of 2 persons or things, then we must place definite article the before comparative degree adjective like this. He is the younger of the 2 brothers. The younger. Now let's see how to identify comparative degree. Adjective in positive degree plus er plus than. That's one way. Or more plus adjective plus than. You can replace than with 2 when you use 7 Latin comparatives. Now let's see the third one, superlative degree. Superlative degree is used to show comparison with more than 2 persons or things or animals, to indicate one has the highest degree of quality. Generally, superlative degree adjectives are formed by adding st or est to positive degree adjectives. And we must place definite article the before superlative degree adjective. And we use prepositions of to show comparison and in to show area, place or position. Look at these examples. The elephant is the largest of all land animals. She is the most beautiful woman. Sachin is the best batsman ever. This flask is the best among the 3. How to identify superlative degree? Simple. Article the plus adjective plus est or article the plus most plus positive degree adjective. That's it. Now let's discuss the formation of comparative and superlative degree adjectives. I told generally they form by adding R or ER, ST or EST, but not every time. There are some rules and different methods of forming them. So now let's see what are those methods. Method 1. If an adjective is a monosyllabic or disyllabic, they generally take ER or EST to form comparative and superlative degree adjectives. For example, sweet, sweeter, sweetest. Small, smaller, smallest. Tall, taller, tallest. Bold, bolder, boldest. Clever, cleverer, cleverest. Young, younger, youngest. Great, greater, greatest. Old, older, oldest, or elder, eldest. Long, longer, longest. Now let's see method 2. When a positive degree adjective ends in letter E, we add just R for comparative and ST for superlative. For example, large, larger, largest. Wise, wiser, wisest. Fine, finer, finest. Brave, braver, bravest. White, whiter, whitest. Strange, stranger, strangest. Close, closer, closest. Now let's see method 3. If an adjective ends with letter Y, we must replace Y with I before adding ER or EST. For example, happy, happier, happiest. Easy, easier, easiest. Heavy, heavier, heaviest. Healthy, healthier, healthiest. Wealthy, wealthier, wealthiest. Crazy, crazier, craziest. Busy, busier, busiest. Lazy, lazier, laziest. Now let's see method 4. You have to pay attention in order to understand this, because this method is something typical. Monosyllabic adjectives, that means adjectives with only one syllable, if they end with a single consonant and the consonant is preceded by a short vowel. We know vowels are of two types, short vowels, long vowels. Now we require a short vowel. A monosyllabic adjective should end with a single consonant and the consonant should be preceded by a short vowel. Then we should double the consonant before adding ER or EST. If not, look at these examples. Red, redder, reddest. Big, bigger, biggest. Hot, hotter, hottest. Thin, thinner, thinnest. Sad, sadder, saddest. Fat, fatter, fattest. Glad, gladder, gladdest. Slim, slimmer, slimmest. Here the consonant got doubled, right? Now let's see method 5. Method 5 is for polysyllabic adjectives. Adjectives with 3 or more than 3 syllables. They generally form comparatives and superlatives by addition of more for comparatives, most for superlatives. For example, beautiful, more beautiful, most beautiful. Intelligent, more intelligent, most intelligent. Difficult, more difficult, most difficult. Generous, more generous, most generous. Industrious, more industrious, most industrious. Courageous, more courageous, most courageous. Important, more important, most important. Now let's see method 6. Some adjectives take both ER-EST and more, most to form comparatives and superlatives. These are used with an exception we'll be discussing shortly, but look at these examples. Polite, politer, politest, more polite, most politer. Cruel, crueler, cruelest, more cruel, most cruel. Simple, simpler, simplest, more simple, most simple. Common, commoner, commonest, more common, most common. Feeble, feebler, feeblest, more feeble, most feeble. Narrow, narrower, narrowest, more narrow, most narrow. Gentle, gentler, gentlest, more gentle, most gentle. Stupid, stupider, stupidest, more stupid, most stupid. pleasant, pleasanter, pleasantest, more pleasant, most pleasant. Friendly, friendlier, friendliest, more friendly, most friendly. Now let's see method 7, which is called irregular comparison because there is no hard and fast rule here. They form without any rules. All three forms can be different. Hence, you have to mind them and remember them by putting in usage. Look at these examples. Good or well. For both, you can take better, best. For bad and ill, the comparatives and superlatives are worse, worst. Little, less, lesser, least. Much, more, most. For quantity, many, more, most. For number, late, later, later, latest, last. Old, older, elder, oldest, eldest. For, farther, farthest, further, furthest. For, former, foremost or first. Near, nearer, nearest or next. In, inner, inmost or innermost. Up, upper, upmost or uppermost. Out, outer or utter, utmost and uttermost. Now let's see method 8. Method 8 is for participle adjectives. V3 and V4 acting as adjectives. They generally take more for comparative and most for superlative. For example, interesting, more interesting, most interesting. Annoying, more annoying, most annoying. Confused, more confused, most confused. Awaited, more awaited, most awaited. Frightening, more frightening, most frightening. Tempting, more tempting, most tempting. Excited, more excited, most excited. Relaxed, more relaxed, most relaxed. Now let's see method 9, which is degreeless. Yes, there are some adjectives which cannot be graded under positive, comparative, superlative. They are called non-gradable adjectives or degreeless adjectives. For example, unique, absolute, chief, complete, blind, dumb, entire, full, ideal, impossible, perfect, right, round, square, universal, whole, wrong, excellent, extreme, superb. So these are all degreeless or non-gradable adjectives. You cannot say more unique, most unique, never. They are non-gradable. So these are the formation of comparative and superlative degree adjectives. Now let's see some important points to be remembered while using degrees of comparison. First one, comparative degree is used in comparing two things or persons. Superlative degree is used in comparing more than two persons or things, but not the other way out. Look at this. Sita is the tallest of the two girls. Wrong. Two girls. So, comparative. Sita is the taller of the two girls. Raju is the cleverer of all boys in the class. Wrong. Of all. That means more than two. Superlative. Raju is the cleverest of all the boys in the class. Point number 2. Double comparatives and double superlatives are not allowed. He is more wiser than his brother. Wrong. He is wiser than his brother. Everest is the most highest peak in the world. Wrong. Everest is the highest peak in the world. Third one. When comparative degree is used in superlative sense, any other is added to exclude the person compared. Sachin is better than any batsman in the world. Wrong. Sachin is better than any other batsman in the world. Next one. When there are two objects of comparison, then to avoid the repetition of noun, that is used for singular nouns and those is used for plural nouns. For example, the climate of Bangalore is better than Hyderabad. Wrong. Here we are not comparing climate of Bangalore and Hyderabad. We should compare the climates of both the cities. Hence, the correct one is the climate of Bangalore is better than that of Hyderabad. Next one. When two or more adjectives are joined by and, remember, all of them must be in same degree. She is the tallest and cleverest girl in the class. Next one. When we compare two qualities in the same person or thing, the comparative ending with ER is not used. Like, Mr. Surya is more wise than intelligent. Not Mr. Surya is wiser than intelligent. When two individuals or groups are compared, we have to use ER structure like he is wiser than his friend. But when two different qualities of the same person are compared, we should use more plus positive degree structure of comparative. Like, she is more wise than tall. Next point. When two changes happen together, comparative degree is used in both. The higher you go, the cooler you feel. Next one. The adjective preferable has a force of comparative degree. It is neither preceded by more nor followed by than. It is followed by to. This book is more preferable than that. Wrong. This book is preferable to that. Right guys, that's about the important points. Now let us see conversions. We can convert a sentence in positive degree into comparative and superlative and vice versa. There are total 6 conversions in which first 4 conversions are for all the 3 degrees of comparison and the last 2, 5th and 6th are only for positive degree and comparative degree, not superlative. Now let's see the first conversion, model 1, when the superlative degree adjective is one of its kind and it is in EST structure. Look at this. Superlative degree in EST right after verb. Comparative degree, we have to use any other which should be written after than, and positive degree should start with the other which should be written in the beginning. Now look at these examples. Goa is the smallest state in India. The smallest, and it is the only one of its kind. So the comparative must be Goa is smaller than any other state in India. No other state in India is as small as Goa. Can you convert this sentence? Bill Gates is the richest man in the world. Try it. Now model 2. It is one of the structure. That means there are many of such kind, but we are talking about one of such kind in superlative. Then this should be the structure. In superlative degree, one of the structure will be written after the verb. In comparative degree, many other should be written after than, and positive degree, very few is written in the beginning. For example, Zimbabwe is one of the poorest countries in the world. There are many other poorest countries, but we are talking about one of many. So the comparative should be Zimbabwe is poorer than many other countries in the world. Very few countries in the world are as poor as Zimbabwe. Try to convert the rest of the sentences. Now let's see model 3. In model 3, we are going to deal with a superlative degree which is singular, but it is in negative. The sentence is negative. Then the structure should be not, should be written after the verb, and in comparative degree, the structure should be not plus some other. Write not after verb and some other after than. And positive degree, some plus at least. Write some in the beginning of the sentence and at least after the verb. For example, he is not the poorest boy in the class. Comparative, he is not poorer than some other boys in the class. Some boys in the class are at least as poor as he is. Try to convert the remaining sentences. Now let's see model 4, where superlative degree sentence should end with of all. Then the structure should be of all right before or after object, and in comparative degree we have to write any other after than, and sentence should begin with no other in positive degree, and the sentence should have so as structure. For example, platinum is the costliest metal of all in the world. Comparative, platinum is costlier than any other metal in the world. Positive, No other metal in the world is so costly as platinum. Try to convert the remaining sentences. Now let's see method 5 and method 6. As I told you, they are for only 2 degrees. Now there are some rules must be followed. First one. Positive sentence becomes negative, negative sentence becomes positive. And the subject in the sentence becomes the object after conversion. The object becomes subject. It is applicable for both method 5 and method 6. Now let's see method 5. In method 5, we are going to take positive sentence in comparative degree. Jahir bowls faster than Ishant. Ishant does not bowl as fast as Jahir. Geeta is taller than Sita. Sita is as tall as Geeta. Vamsi is not as old as Ravi. Ravi is older than Vamsi. Srinu does not run as fast as Vasu. Vasu runs faster than Srinu. Model 6. Comparative degree with not. Use at least in positive degree. They are not weaker than us. We are at least as weak as they are. Rishi is not braver than Shashi. Shashi is at least as brave as Rishi. Right guys, these are the conversions. So do practice with more examples. So that's about degrees of comparison, which is a subtopic of adjectives. Hope you understood this topic well. So I'll be seeing you in the next video. Do subscribe and hit like button and do share the videos with your kith and kin. See you in the next video. Have a nice time.